Okay, morning everyone. If you can hear me, do raise your hands. All right, awesome. Thank you. You can lower your hands. I can see that there are 25 of you in the call now. Which basically means most of you are here. Okay, so I just wanted to clarify a few things, yeah? So first things first, I noticed Sardar wrote in the chat to say that you did not see a schedule, you do not see it popping up on your calendar. So I have made it clear to everyone, your tutorial will not be scheduled in advance. Yeah, I made it clear before this in the post as well. Your tutorial will not be scheduled in advance, and it will only pop up at the time according to the timetable. Right? So that's why most of you now you will see I've only started the class at 8:30, and then you'll see a notification that asks you to join the class. So prior to that, you won't see your lecture is a bit different. Your lecture is actually in your you see me scheduling it as a class. So that's a bit different, and the reason for that is because this is a private channel. According to Teams, in the private channel, I am not able to schedule a class in advance. I can just start a meeting directly. So that's the reason. Yeah. And I needed to separate your groups because there's two tutorials mainly, and it's easier for discussion to avoid confusion. Because when I have a class with the other group, then if you suddenly see it popping up, then you start joining, then you start feeling a bit lost. So the reason I did this is because so that there is no confusion. All right. So I'm clarifying this again. It is recorded now in this. For those of you who are watching this later as well, it will not be scheduled into Teams. It will only pop up. The call will only be created at the point within your timetable. Okay. So I see Sardar says, okay. I saw another question by Samuel. Anyone know where to get the file that have all the guides for each week? Yuan Ming says it's in Moodle. Samuel say which part? Yuan Ming just shares the whole document. Let me just answer that question so that it's easier for everyone. Okay. So if you go into Teams, what you will see is that within Teams, if you go into the general channel, you go into general channel, yeah? So once you're in the general channel, you see there's the word files. Under files, you will see all of the necessary documents there within the folder called class materials. Okay, it's all within class materials. The weekly guide that Samuel is looking for is under assignment. And in assignment, as I've already briefed you with this last week, there are the two documents which are there, the overall group assignment, and as well the weekly group task. Yeah, so that has clarified that question. Okay, Sardar says, thanks, Yuan Ming. So hopefully everyone just refers to the same folder, yeah? If you start sharing these documents around, I'm worried in previous semesters, something has happened where one student was sharing around an older assignment question, and it got a lot of other students into trouble because of that, yeah? So please be careful. When I show you the folder, whatever is in the folder, that is the final one. So you can be rest assured that that will be the assignment question for your intake. So please take note of that, yeah? All right, so since we are on the assignment discussion per se, I would just like to finalize a few things. So this is for your class. I think Black Panda has not finalized with me what your chosen company and technology is. So I'm just letting you know that I do not have the finalized one yet, yeah. Green Dodo has chosen Polar Drone. Again, it's a drone technology. There is another group in class who's also choosing drone technology, but it's not in your intake. Sorry, it's not in your tutorial. It's in the other tutorial. But similar technology is still fine. The reason is that your usage of the technology is different. Yeah. So this is something is fine. You can go ahead with it. Silver Python, I've replied to you. You can choose Panasonic, which is not an issue. But when you just choose household appliances, I would advise for you to choose something specific. Otherwise, it's going to be an issue for you to then try seeing how this is going to be possible to begin with. Yeah, because your questions later, which is something I'm going to talk about right after this, your questions will actually show you the certain aspects. Your questions will basically show you you will need to find certain aspects of alternatives to your technology. There are different areas that you will need to identify. Yeah. I just realized every time I'm doing this now, the camera seems to detect where I'm. Okay, all right. So please work on that for Silver Python. Identify a particular category of your household appliance so that it's easier for you later. Black Orca is choosing NVIDIA and you say AI. So AI, again, AI can be very huge. If it's in relation to NVIDIA, what are you looking at, right? The hardware aspect of it, the software aspect of it, NVIDIA in terms of when it comes to graphic cards and so on. So you need to specify that in that sense. Are you in NVIDIA? Which group are you in? In Tesla. Oh, okay. Which I will go down here and oh wait, I think you guys are the first group who chose Tesla. Yeah, wait. Okay, all right. Yeah, I think that is clarified. Okay, White Tiger. I think someone posted something in the chat. White Tiger will be doing AI Watson by IBM. So your chosen company is IBM, and AI in particular here is Watson. All right, no issues there. I don't think there's any problems there, but do bear in mind that in terms of implementation of Watson for AI under IBM, I think it's important that you do consider certain aspects. They use Watson for a lot of trial purposes. They use Watson. I'm not sure. Have you heard of Watson at all? No. Okay, so your friends in class will be presenting it later on. So Watson is basically an AI that is it's like an expert system, right? It's like almost speaking to another human being, and it can actually respond real time. It can respond based on certain current happenings and things like that. But as far as I'm aware of, IBM has always used Watson for trial purposes. It's not commercially available. When the technology is not commercially available, you may have a difficulty doing your research. As long as at this point of time you find out and you know you have enough information moving forward, then my suggestion, you can stick to it. Yeah. So White Tiger, please take note of that. Black Koala, Tesla, and you identify transportation as a technology and particularly electric cars. All right. So that I don't see any much of an issue here, but please do be careful when you're doing your research into electric cars because there's so many components in electric car, right? So you may want to identify the major components and don't go into too much of the nitty-gritty, too much into the smaller details. The main technology that make up the car. If you call it an electric car, what are the main technologies that makes up? Battery is one. Other than that? Auto system as in the driving. All right, the driverless car, the drive. Okay, all right. So if you notice the two things that you've highlighted to me, right? Actually, if you talk about the driverless car alone, that function alone, there's a lot of things to talk about there already. Yeah, then maybe your battery part is not so much of a concern. Electric cars are electric cars at the end of the day. But when you mention here electric cars, it seems to lean more towards the battery side of it and not necessarily talking about the driverless part of it. So my suggestion is for you to choose one only. So if you want to focus on the driverless part of it, that part is already one technology of its own. Then you might want to change the word electric cars towards the driverless technology, right? Yeah, awesome. Okay. So sorry, I didn't get your name also. I didn't get your name. Sorry, Sing Fong. Okay. So for the benefit of everyone else in class, Sing Fong is here. Even though I saw most of you reply into the channel saying that you're not coming, but apparently he didn't know and he didn't notice, but that's why he's here. But anyway, last group, I think you posted, was it yesterday? Let me look in the chat if there's anything going on there. Uzma says the finalized topic for Black Panda is CRISPR therapeutics and CRISPR Cas9 technology. Oh, wow. That is a very particular technology, but my concern to Black Panda is that what technology does this fall under, right? What type of technology does this fall under? When I show you the rest of your friends in class, what they have given me, then you will understand what I mean. So let me just put this here first, CRISPR therapeutics. What was your name again? Black Panda. I thought there is a Black Panda in class. No? Oh, sorry. I apologize for that. This is here. Now, even though you have identified CRISPR as your technology, I still want to know what does this fall under. So I'm expecting another word in front of CRISPR. If you notice for the rest of your friends in class, right? They are doing a drone. The drone technology is the focus. Of course, going into what area? Going into agriculture and biotech. Transportation is the technology. What is the focus area within the transportation is going into electric cars, or maybe the group will decide on driverless cars and so on. Yeah. So that's what I mean.
Sir? Uzma here. Okay, this technology, it helps cure the blind. It like reversed blindness. So we believe that the technology might fall under medicine.
Okay, it cure blindness. All right, I probably need to know more about that as well. But it does sound like biomedicine, right?
Yeah.
Biomedicine technology. I'll leave it as that first, but with your research after this, you get to clarify that. Thank you, Uzma.
You're welcome, sir.
Okay, Saad says Group O will be doing 5G technology by Huawei, and animal name is Red Wolf. Saad is down here, is it? Ah, okay. So the last group to respond. Red Wolf, Huawei, and 5G. Huawei correctly, so I hope you guys are doing fine, yeah? So I will put here telecommunications and 5G. All right, so since I've just reached your group and I need to comment on it as well. Huawei is fine. I don't see much of an issue there. But for you to choose 5G, you will need to find a context for you to apply 5G. And what do I mean by that is, what is it for? What is 5G being used for in this particular case? And if you go across different countries, 5G will be used for very different purposes. Yeah, in Malaysia, the implementation has basically started. Infrastructure is being built into it. So it's easier for you to talk about it within a context of a country. So in your case, if you choose 5G, your case is a bit different, yeah. If you notice, for the rest of the class, I didn't really specify a country per se. But in your case, specifying a country helps you build context. If not, you're talking about 5G a bit too in general. Yeah. So that will otherwise that might be your disadvantage instead. So identify a certain country for you to speak about 5G, then it makes sense. On that note, actually for the rest of you, if you identify a certain country, it may help you out as well. Even like Tesla. Yeah. If you identify a certain country, at least when you're explaining about the context and whether Tesla is really popular there, like around the world, Tesla is more popular in certain countries. Yeah. In the US, yes. Certain parts of Europe, yes. And therefore, there are more, I would say there are more infrastructure built around it to suit those kind of cars. Like if you suddenly bring a Tesla here and you apply driverless technology, do you think it will work? There's
no any charging station.
Oh, well, there is. Charging station is probably one of your lesser problems. The issue is can the technology identify how we run roads here, how the roads are like here, right? Would it be able to do that?
No, but now the technology is 1.0, which means a normal electric car instead of using the driverless.
Okay, all right. Yep, fine. Okay then, so sorry for those of you who did not hear what Seng Feng was saying, but he was just clarifying to me in terms of Tesla, because that is his group. Yeah? Okay, now, so I don't have an issue by the looks of it for most of your companies. Looks like they're all good to go. There is no clashing with anyone from the other class. As you can see, this is all the companies from the other class. I do not allow the same company if most of you will remember. Technology can be similar, but please don't blame me if I do a comparison, yeah? Like for example, this other group in CT is also doing drones, yeah? So when I say a comparison here is because then I am having a certain level of expectation of what and the research that you intend to put into it to research about drones, because there is one drone in the other tutorial, and in your class there is the other drone who is Green Dodo. Yeah. So please ensure that you are speaking about it within your context. The other class is not talking about agriculture. The other class is talking more about filming and entertainment because that is where their interest is. Okay. All right. So I think all of this is clarified. So you have until the end of the week to finalize it. I think Silver Python, Black Orca, you need to finalize that for me. And by the end of the week as well, there's one more extra thing for you to do. So I'm going back to the same folder. As I mentioned last week, the only difference, if you see I'm accessing it here, it looks like it's from a different site, but it's still coming from Microsoft Teams, yeah? One more thing that I need you to work on by the end of this week as well is only Tuesday today, so you still have all the way until Sunday, is the first week's task. Yeah, I need you to finalize this. And when it comes to the finalization of this, that's why this is something that you have until the end of the week to do. Now, I know with me saying this, some of you are wondering, well, I think we are done. Our work is done. Your work is not done. Why do I say that? It's still very early in the semester, yeah? And some of you have only done very simple searches. You only just Google about this and find out about the details. I need you to do a bit more work. And what does that mean is that you need, as a group, you need to start looking at week 3 onwards and look at week 3 all the way to week 7. Week 3, week 4, week 5, week 6, week 7. I want you to briefly see. Do not worry that if you don't fully understand what you're supposed to do for those weeks, but you need to at least see the guide and identify what is mentioned in the guide. So if you notice in week 3, it says you need to break down the components of the technology. Week 4 talks about the web. Week 5 talks about the process and design. Week 6 is life cycle. Week 7 is alternative. Yeah. Based on these keywords, I just want you as a group, because now this is not an individual effort. As a group, you need to use these keywords. Yeah, you need to use these keywords and search for it to see whether you can get at least some idea about this information in relation to the technology. If you have zero idea and you cannot find any information at all in relation to your technology about these weekly tasks, that is a clear indication that you should not proceed with your technology anymore, which means you should try identifying a different company and different technology. That is why I'm giving you all the way until the end of the week for all of you to look at your companies and technology again. All right. Let me give you a quick sample and example. Since Seng Fong is here, I'm always going to use him as well. Seng Fong, can you identify an alternative to Tesla? Can you identify an alternative to Tesla? Is Tesla the only driverless and electric car around? No, there are others, right? And with a bit more research, you can easily find out, right? So you know at least, so for your group, you know that, okay, that week's task to talk about alternative, we can still handle. You get what I mean? So that's why you're not listening to me earlier. If you look at the screen, one of the weekly tasks is to find an alternative to your technology, which means if we don't talk about if we are referring to the technology that you're talking about now, driverless cars, is there an alternative to it? Which means is there other options? Sorry? Yeah, competitor can be one. Competitor is one way to look at it. So if you just quickly read through the guide, you will get those ideas. The word competitor is in the guide. They also ask you like, are there competitors? I know you can continue listing them all out. But this question, if I ask all the other groups, can you answer the same way or not? If you know you cannot, then you realize, okay, maybe this company and technology is not very suitable. All right. So until the end of the week, quickly go through week 3, week 4, week 5, week 6, and week 7. Those are the quick guides which are there. I will, when the week comes, I will explain to you again. Of course, I'll go into a bit more detail. All right. But at this point, until Sunday, it's still good for you and your teammates to look at all these different weeks and then to see, oh, process and design of technology. Oh my God, what the heck does that mean? But when you read the guide, then you will find out that it's just to put a stage-by-stage explanation. Like if I ask you to explain your driverless car from the start until the end, how does it work? Will you be able to do so? The answer should be at least a yes for now, right? I know you don't have the details yet, but your answer should be, yeah, we can find that out. But if now that I ask you that question, some of the groups here, I'm not sure who, maybe I can just find out someone. If I ask White Tiger, and then they said, actually, Watson sounds very complicated. We don't even know how does it work. We don't think we can find how does it work from start to end. Then my suggestion to White Tiger is abandon Watson. Don't choose Watson. And now since it's only the week 2, it's still possible for you to change. It's still possible for you to suggest another company that you know probably is easier to find information and so on. Okay, please spend the first week to do that. This goes to everyone. Yeah, this goes to everyone, everyone in class, since all of you have finalized your company and finalized your technology. Before I proceed, at this point, are there any questions? I think there's nothing in the chat. At this point, are there any questions? So Sada says no. All right. Okay, so we are still on track in relation to your weekly tasks. I suddenly can't find the document. We are still on track in relation to your weekly tasks because by week 2, actually, you're supposed to introduce the company and the technology. So with you doing that for me this week, for you to identify to see whether are you confident? My main question is, are you confident enough to move forward with your company and technology? Because I do not want you to come back halfway, week 6, week 7 later on and then say, oh, we cannot find any more information, right? So you need to know that you can find sufficient information as of now. But of course, the question is, what kind of information? That's why I'm pushing you towards the guide. Look at the weekly guide, just look at the title. Like what Feng Feng was asking me just now. Alternative, what does alternative mean? Then when you look at the guide, you just read it, you go like, oh, to look at competitors, to see if there's any other types of technology similar to this. Then you know what to search for and what to find out. There are 4 members in each team, so you can easily break this down and get everyone to do a bit of the work and try finding out what's going on. Okay, all right. So I hope that is clear, which is good. So the introduction to the company and technology will most probably be by next week. As you will see here, the hand-in date is in week 3. Next week is week 3. Yeah. So if some of you have confirmed that your technology is fine, something you want to move on with, my suggestion is straight away move into introduction to company and technology. Yeah. What should you do? Always go back to this guide. So look at the guide. It says week 2, introduction to company. What am I looking for? It's written there. Background. What does the company do? Where's the plant? Where's the location? There's a headquarters to most of the time in terms of your technology. Specify that. Provide a bit of a history of a history to the company, and what is the mission and vision of the company. Here is an additional tip for you when you are doing the history of the company. Do not reveal everything about the company, because some companies can have very long history, right? And you can find them all a lot. And I do understand when you find the history, it's very copy and paste, right? What else are you going to talk about other than just extracting the information and putting it into your assignment? This is an extra thing. This is an extra tip for you when you are doing the history. Identify histories which are related to technology advancements. Look at how the technologies have changed in the company. So identify that instead, rather than talking about, oh, the company opened 15 branch in the first 2 years. Then open another 30 branch the 2 years after that. Then 3 years after that, they open another 100 branches. I don't think that kind of history is very interesting. Go to the part talking about how the company has changed technologically. Then at least you can show that, oh, you see, in the beginning, right, this company is working on something else. Then later on, they went into the area that they are in today. Yeah. So focus on that instead for the history. Yeah. So please make sure of that. Introduction to the technology. What do you do? Number one, you define what is the technology about. Okay. Like earlier when Uzma was on the call for a while, she just said, CRISPR is to help cure blindness. That is to me, that is the straightforward short form of the version of the answer, right? So you need to make sure that there is a proper definition going into it. Similar to the company, you provide a history. For the technology, you need to provide a history as well. Here's a quick question, which I will just hopefully find someone to ask. Saad, are you there? Saad, are you there? How come I'm not hearing you? Microphone, Saad, microphone. Let's make this a practice from now on.
Yeah, I'm there, sir. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So let me ask you a quick question in relation to what I was just talking about.
Okay, sir.
When you're talking about the history of the technology, all right, do you think, oh, I just realized this might not be big enough. Do you think the history of the technology has anything to do with the company?
I think yes, sir. It is related with the company because when the company started, so it has some history how it started, how was the struggle of the company. So I think it's related somehow.
All right, thank you, Saad. Sing Fong,
Thank
do
you
you
so
agree?
much, sir.
Do you agree the history of the technology should be related to the company? Yes. Yes, as well. All right, so I'm not sure if it's a surprise to everyone. The answer is no. The history of the technology has nothing to do with the company anymore. Because the question here is, what is the history of that technology? Where did it come from?
I mean by this piece stuck in one piece of technology, then what is the turning point of it? What's the technology? So I can specify out the turning point. You know what I mean?
Yes, but if you say that it is related to the company that you're researching about, that's where you are wrong, because point number one, under week 2, when you introduce a company, everything in relation to the company, you speak under point number 1. But when you move to point number 2, it says introduction to what? Introduction to technology. When you're introducing the technology, don't touch the company anymore. Right? It's just trying to ask you overall, okay, go back to your company again. Electric cars and driverless cars. Where did it start? Did Tesla start it? Probably not. When it comes to electric cars and so on, did Tesla start it? Definitely not. Before that, a lot of other companies have done electric cars. Electric cars have been around for a while now, right? Yeah, so you talk about those instead. Don't just focus on Tesla. Get it right? Okay. So I hope everyone is clear with that. I'm not sure if I saw. Okay, Saad says okay as well. Sadar says it's like who introduced the technology when it was invented. Yes, thank you, Sadar. Samuel says no as well. Okay, good. Everyone is on the same page. We move on, yeah? So obviously it's a transition from the past until now. The timeline of existence, when did it first introduce? What is the functionality of the technology? So please be clear here, as you can see. You want to identify a particular goal and objective of technology. What are they trying to achieve? Yeah, so please be clear with that. Point out focus into one area of the technology. So this is why all of your information here, you notice, I always start with one word, then it goes into another area. So I will use Tesla again. Tesla, you are looking into transportation technology as a technology. So therefore, when you look into the history, you start off a bit with transportation in general, then you go into the particular area of technology that you want. Okay, all right. So same thing with everyone else. White Tiger, start out with AI. Actually, White Tiger and Black Orca will both start off with AI. Yeah, but then when you move into the area you want to go into, the area of your AI will be quite different. NVIDIA works on it differently. IBM works on it differently. So that's why I'm allowing to the extent that there can be a similar technology, but because of the company and what are they being used for is quite different, then you can go ahead with it. All right. Same thing goes with Panasonic, Silver Python. Start off with household appliances as in general, just the first 2 paragraphs, for example. Then go into the focus area that your group want to research about. Imagine this, household appliances, there's so many. You can cover so many things with household appliances. And if you try to cover all of them, you know you're going to be stuck, because then you end up talking about all the appliances and you haven't even gone specifically into one area. All right. Okay, where were we? Okay, so yeah, that's it. So your submission, which is expected by next week, is to introduce the company and introduce the technology. Please remember, take the next few days, as I've just highlighted earlier, do a bit more searching with your technology and company. Please be confident enough to move forward to go to the next few weeks in order to do your research. I know all of you can easily do week two's task very easily because it just says what? Introduce the company, introduce technology. All of you can do this. But the main concern is week three onwards. When you break down the component, when you look into the process and design, when you look into the alternative, will you be able to find the information? Yeah? So do a quick search about all this so that you don't get into trouble later. Because if you want to change your company, you are still able to do that at this point of time. I will still allow you to do it before we move on next week onwards. All right. Awesome. So this is done. This is finalized. Okay, so let's do a quick activity. This was something I wanted to do in class last week, but I could not do it. So if everyone goes into your tutorial, this private tutorial that we are in your case, this is called tutorial ENGBF. If you just scroll up a bit, you will notice that there is a whiteboard. I've created a whiteboard. It's called first week. Yeah, it's called first week. As I mentioned, the activity was supposed to happen in the first week, but since we didn't have time, I'm pushing it to this week to do. And I just wanted to run through some activities with all of you so that I get to know you a bit better as well. Yeah. So what it does is you can actually load I will just open my whiteboard. If you're able to download the Microsoft Whiteboard, I would suggest that. That is actually much more advisable because you have more functions if you open the whiteboard directly as an application on its own, rather than using the one that you see within Teams. And plus, to be honest, the one that loads from Teams might also be a bit slower. So I would suggest that you actually open this up from the app itself. If you cannot, then you still know that at least you can access it directly from Teams, yeah? Okay, so first week ENG and BF. All right, so this is a simple activity. The activity is basically called Two Truths and a Dream. Maybe I should just type it up here. Right, that's the title of the activity. Two Truths and a Dream. I will take up the first box. So everyone, please pay attention on what you should be doing here. Yeah. When it says where it says type here, all I need you to do is to type your name. So I will type mine here. And the activity is simple. You're supposed to write 3 statements about yourself. Oops, someone moved this here. Who in the world did that? Oh no. Can you guys not get in first and start moving things around? Thank you for undoing that, whoever that is. All right, so listen to the instruction first, yeah? Just type your name and come up with 3 statements about yourself. So now you will see me doing it. I just double click here. I have, this is the first statement about myself. Second statement is highest mountain in Malaysia. Right. This is the second statement. My third statement is I have ran a marathon barefooted. I have ran a 16-kilometer marathon barefooted. All right, so I'm quite sure everyone will be able to see my three statements. Now, the interesting part about the three statements is that two of them is the truth. Two of them is the truth. One of them is a dream, or maybe I should put the word a wish. Something that I wish to do, something that I dream to do. So that's basically what the activity is about. So all I need you to do is to identify three statements by yourself. Two of it must be the truth. One of it needs to be a dream or a wish. Yeah? Sing Fong, are you here? Do you hear what I just said? All right, good. So now, for my activity, I'm also going to do it. Oops, sorry. I'm also going to immediately do it now for you to try guessing. Statement 1, statement 2, and statement 3. Okay, everyone needs to guess in the chat. I'm going to put the three numbers in the chat now. Okay, all right. Yep. Oops, sorry about that. I see Sardar mentioning Silver Python's focus area is robotic vacuum cleaner. Okay. Sa'an says we have to submit the work week by week or whole work by week 11. Both of your statements are correct, Sa'an. Every week you have something to show me. It can just be considered a draft. It doesn't, I can give comments and you can still fix it. That's the good thing about the weekly work. But when you compile all this weekly work together, that is basically your group assignment at the end of the semester. So that's the good thing. Yeah. So I hope I answered that for you, Sahan. Yuan Ming, don't worry. If your connection is bad, you can do this later. All right. Now everyone can see I've just shared my screen, my whiteboard again. There are three statements here. This is statement number 1, singing in front of an audience. Statement number 2 is climb the mountain. Statement number 3 is ran a 16 km marathon barefooted. Please go into the chat and like which statement do you think is my dream. Please go into the chat and like which statement do you think is my dream. Something that I wish to do. Yeah. Out of these three things here, there are two things that I have done because it's the truth about me. But one of this is actually something that I wish to do. Yeah. One of this is something that I wish to do. So can I please get everyone to vote and like which statement do you think is the dream or the wish? I only see 8 of you. Saan says, okay, number 2 is a dream, I think. So Saan, you don't need to reply into the chat. You just need to like the number that I've posted into the chat. And if you think that is the dream, then like that one. I only see 10 of you liking it. Where are the rest? All right. So I think a lot of people are affected by Saan's statement. So there's more of you who choose number 2 by the looks of it. How many of you are in the call? It says here 30 of you in the call. If there are 30 of you in the call, how come there's only about 15 of you voting? Probably I should turn the voting into an attendance, then it will make a difference. So waiting for the rest. I hope the rest of you can vote as well. Please do so. All right, so good guess for all of you. For those of you who have voted number 2, so that is a dream that I wish to do. I would like to climb the highest mountain in Malaysia another time. I've already done it once. All right. Number 1, yes, I've done this before. I love music. I love performing. I've always done this together with a few of my friends. And the third one is true as well. A friend of mine dared me to run the marathon without my shoes in the morning before the marathon started. So, and yes, I did this, and I got 2 weeks free of lunch, 2 weeks of free lunch from my friend just because I did this. Okay, I'm going to give everyone the next 10 minutes to do this. I see Samuel is already in to book a location of his. So everyone can please start doing this. Oh, wow. El Alam has already even filled it in. Okay, 10 minutes, everyone. Please do this, yeah? And we shall return back here after 10 minutes. So everyone needs to do this, so please do so now, except for those who cannot, like Yuan Ming, you have mentioned that you may have an issue, but yeah. So Samuel say, I think 2 is totally possible though. Totally possible. Yeah, it is possible, and I would like to do it. And Samuel says, wow, third one is true. Yep. So before I forget, please try sharing something. Please do try sharing something that is a bit more interesting for yourself. Yeah. Don't put obvious stuff. Your classmates know you. A lot of them already know you for a few semesters now. It's better that you put something that is interesting that even your classmates don't know, right? And you can still feature and tell something about you. So please do that, and I'll put the timer on 10 minutes so that we can meet back here in 10. Did the fifth member join your group already? You need contact with it? Actually, have you tried reaching out to the student, or has the student reached out to you?
I think my head has connected.
Spoken with you. Engineering or business finance? You.
Oh,
You stay nearby, is it?
yeah, sure.
Okay. So you didn't ask like any other of your friends to come back together?
For this class, no, but for the next 2 classes,
Oh, I see.
because this class, my brand is at campus now.
Right now.
Yeah.
How far is that? And you said later you're seeing me?
No, the next, another friend.
Okay.
Yeah, for this class.
For this particular class. I see. Okay. Oh, you mean there's a next class that you are taking and those students are not?
Wait, do you want to mute the mic first?
Oh, I think it's fine. Not an issue, but
That's correct. That's like.
feedback is it? Okay, all right. So those of you who are still doing is fine. Don't worry about it. I just wanted to also. Now, those of you who I'm selecting to do, oh, Winky, let me just move your, looks like it's out of place a bit. All right. Now, for those of you who, that I will be choosing to do this, you will need to, I'm requesting for your cameras to be on with your microphone. All right, so please be ready with that. And since Seng Fong is already here, I think it's easy to let him start first. Can try and see if you switch on your microphone there, right, Seng Fong? And I want to see whether, I think I'm going to hear it here on my speaker. Can you try?
Can you hear me?
Yes. But I'm going to mute my machine so that there is no feedback. All right, so everyone, oh, no, my whiteboard is stuck. Hold on, yeah. Oh, yes. Hold on for a while. Okay, so Seng Fong will go first, and everyone please listen. Seng Fong, since you're there, you switch on your camera there now. Is that possible? I'm not sure this camera can see you all the way there. So what you need to do is that you need to introduce yourself first. So as soon as you introduce yourself, just quickly say where you're from. Even if you're Malaysian, obviously you need to be a bit more specific on where you are from in Malaysia. And then go into explaining 3 of your statements.
Okay.
Go.
Hi everyone. I'm Seng Fong from Puchong, and I'm study in the foundation in business and finance, and I'm still haven't planned to go a degree or like plan to go which course of degree. And should I clarify the 3 statement?
Yes, now go straight into your 3 statements.
And two of it is correct statement, and another one is the dream, right? Okay. So should I let them guess or just
They
like
have to guess. I just want you to quickly mention what they are. Then I will ask the class to guess.
Okay. So the first one, right, is I follow a consistent schedule for 1 year. Like wake up at 4 a.m. and sleep at 12 a.m. like consistent basis from Monday to Sunday. So this is for the first one, and then the second one is I'm going to quit college and see whether I can do any things that I like in the particular year, maybe next year, and then see whether I have any achievement. If not, I will come back to pursue my degree course. And then the third statement is I'm a freelancer while studying in college. Okay, that's all of it.
All right, awesome. So I'm going to type 1, 2, and 3 again into the chat. You just need to choose the one that you think is a dream or a wish. Yeah? Okay, the 3 numbers is there in the chat. So Seng Fong, you didn't say, did you say where you were from?
Yeah, Puchong.
Puchong. So you grew up, you were born and you grew up in Puchong?
Yeah,
Okay, which school in Puchong high school do you go to?
Catholic.
Catholic high school, I see. All right, awesome. So can everyone please start voting? Which one do you think is a dream? By Seng Fong. Again, there are 30 of you here. I do expect everyone to vote. It's so difficult just to get you guys to click on one button, yeah? All right, 20 overvotes coming in. Everyone seem to look at statement number 2 and to say that that is definitely the dream. So can I find out from Seng Pong if that is the dream? Yes. All right. So if you're doing this, it looks like you're going to if you're really doing it, it looks like you're going to do it after foundation then. I see. Is it already in the plan or is still already in the plan? Ah, wow, nice. What business is this? If you don't mind sharing.
It's like it's actually not a business. It's like a self-employed. Like I learn a skill and then I just sell the skill on.
Oh, okay. An example of the skill?
Very things that I like.
An example of the skill? Yeah.
Web design, web development, or
Web design.
media editor.
Oh, I see. All right, awesome. Does that, it sounds like that has to do with the third statement.
Yeah, I'm doing right now. And
Okay. First statement, what do you do?
oh, this is the past one. This is my SPM schedule in my high school, the last year.
This is your high school schedule. The whole year you did this?
Yes.
Wow. You slept at 12 p.m., is that correct?
Wait. Yeah.
You you sleep at, okay, all right. Yeah, you just need to adjust that. So you will sleep at 12 a.m. and you wake up at 4 a.m. What is your motivation to do that? What motivated you to do that? To only sleep for 4 hours?
To get a scholarship and go.
Wow, awesome. And evidently you are under a scholarship now. Yes, awesome. Good job, Sing Fong. Thank you so much. All right. I will go to the far corner. Looks like quite a number of you have not filled in yet as well. The rest of you continue filling in, yeah? Samuel, can I start with you?
Okay, sir.
Oh, wait, I muted myself. Is Samuel saying?
I know I'm here. Hello, sir.
Okay,
Hello.
I can hear you. But I'm not sure if I can see you. Camera on, please.
Okay. 1 second.
Sure, no problem.
Hi, sir.
Okay, all right. Everyone should be able to see you. So Samuel, just introduce yourself and then explain your 3 statements.
All right. Hi, I'm Samuel. I'm a local Chinese from Malaysia. Kuala Lumpur, which is the main city in Malaysia, and also where APU is. So I just stay like 5 to 10 minutes drive from APU, which is very close by. So my first statement is I've traveled to more than 5 countries in Asia. And second statement is I've spent more than 5,000 hours on a computer game, Dota 2, in the last few years. And third statement is I've played piano in front of a crowd.
Okay, all right. So everyone can start voting. I'll just put the 3 numbers in again. And this time I hope to go more than 22 people who are voting. Oh, there was another document I wanted to fill in as well. So Sing Fong, you prefer to be called Sing Fong, right? Or do you have another? Okay. Sing Fong. Right? Yeah, I think it's fine. Not an issue. And Samuel, you prefer to be called Samuel, right?
Yes.
Okay. Just in case, maybe you like to be called Lee or Jay or. Oh, 4 plus 12. 16 of you have voted. 17 has voted. That's just a bit more than half. So let's hope for more to come in. At this point, the majority looks like it's for statement number 3, Samuel. Everyone thinks that this is your dream or this is what you wish to do, to play piano. Which one is it?
Yeah, it's the third.
Oh, everyone is very good at guessing today. All right. So do you play the piano to begin with?
Not really.
No, do you know, when you say not really, that means you know how to play the piano, is it?
I've learned a little bit only lah. Just considered beginner, I guess.
Okay, all right. Considered a beginner. And but for Dota 2, it looks like you're not a beginner anymore.
Yes, veteran.
I see. Have you done anything with this? Have you gone into competitions? Have you gone and do anything else other than just playing Dota 2 for 5,000?
No, I'm not that good. It's a very competitive game.
All right. Isn't it something that you, so as someone who has played 5,000 hours of Dota, if, sorry, is it 7,000?
I mean, like,
Oh, you. Oh my God. Okay. You guys, you and Samuel and Singfong can talk to each other after this. With you doing 5,000 hours on Dota 2, what would you say this is the skill that you have gained from it?
Um, how to strategize and decision making at specific moments, considering the situation of how the game is going.
Ah, okay. All right. Interesting. Singfong, if I ask you the same question,
I would give up.
I mean, I know you won't give up, but you mean that is the skill you got from
Yes,
playing, is not giving up.
absolutely.
I see. Okay, all right. So good that you all are gaining some very evident skills which are useful for yourself from gaming as well. And last statement, Samuel says you have traveled to more than 5 countries. What are those countries?
It includes Hong Kong, Japan, Philippines, Cambodia, and Thailand.
I see. And you haven't
But
even been to our neighbor, Singapore.
yes, but I've never been to Singapore.
Go to the further ones first, the nearer ones.
It's just that I didn't get the opportunity.
I see, I see. All right. Samuel, you said you stay very close by, 10 minutes away from the campus, right?
Yeah, at around Happy Garden, which is near Sri Petaling and OEG area.
Ah, I see. OUG area, no wonder. And which high school do you go to?
I was in Kuan Ching High School for 2 years, but then after that I moved to homeschool.
Oh, after that you went to homeschool. Okay, all right, no problem. Okay, moving on. Thank you, Samuel. Let's just choose someone who is near here. Sardar, are you there?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Okay. Zoom in a bit. Camera on. Yep, I can see you. Awesome. So, introduce yourself and go through your 3 statements.
Uh, I'm Sidar Khan. I'm from Pakistan, and I've done my early studying like 1 to 10 class from Pakistan, from my hometown Kusur. And my 3 statements are: I perform poetry in front of like approx 200 people during a function in my high school, and I have many accidents. For my second statement, I had many accidents with the car, but one of them which I really remembered, that I did 360-degree roll of the car 2 times, and I'm really looking forward to be the world's most richest person and the most influential person in the world which ever existed.
Okay, all right. So I think I don't need to get everyone to vote for this to try guessing which one is the wish. I think the wish is very obvious. Sardar has already mentioned it there. And we shall skip the voting part of it. Sardar, it's safe to say that this is your dream and your wish, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I hope the rest of you get the idea of the game. Yeah, the game is for your classmates to actually try guessing which one is the dream and try guessing which one is the wish. So I think Sardar just got the game a bit wrong. Okay, so you have performed poetry in front of 200 people. When was this? What was this for?
It's like, sir, 2 years before.
2 years ago. What is this about? What was it for?
Sir, it was like for annual function of my high school, and as I was like president of a student council in the high school, so I had to prepare for a speech and the poetry. So then I delivered the poetry and the speech.
I see. Okay. Is this something that is this something that you are interested in and you like doing poetry?
Yes, sir. I like doing poetry, but I like to write poetry, but I can't write only like good poetry. I
Okay,
tried.
all right. Well, at least do you still do it?
Yes, sir. I still do it.
All right, awesome. So when you said you were involved in a lot of car accidents, you sound very proud about it. But of course, there is this. So what happened?
So it was like my first car my father gifted to me, and uh, I was like I'm very amateur about that, and I did very rash driving, and it was my second accident. The first one was like my father was gone, and my mom prohibited me from driving the car because I was driving very rash. And so I just take the car out of the house secretly from my mom, and my mom called my uncle to go after me, and there was a car chase. And at that time, I'll just like there was a road was above and the ground, so I need to take a turn. So it was very in I was in like 120 to 140 per uh, kilometer per hour speed. So then I take a turn, so it roll into there was like a rock at the side of the road, and tires hit by that and hit by that rock, and it rolled like two times
Wow.
360.
Two times 360, and the car was on its wheels again.
No, it wasn't the only. It was a two time 360 and a half. It's like two time 360 and 180.
So it's 540-degree roll. The car was on the it's what they call
On
it.
his doors, on his doors. It's like vertical.
Oh, on the side, on the door.
Yeah.
Oh wow. You escaped with no injuries?
Yes, at that time I escaped with no injuries, but my second time there was another car, and I was like there was a fog, so much fog. It was that was the function when I performed poetry. I was going to drop my friend, which was a little
Okay.
bit away from the city, so there was a very foggy at that night. So there is a roundabout, so there was fog around the roundabout, so I didn't see the roundabout. So then I just I was like also I was in 120 kilometer per hour speed. So then I just hit the roundabout. It was like the whole alignment of the car was broken, and then I got the injury on my foot.
Okay, all right, and that's why it was evidently mentioned by Samuel. I'm not going to ride with you driving. Just glad you are still alive. Sardar, where in Pakistan you are from? You said again?
I'm from sir Punjab, province Punjab. I'm from Kasur. My name city is Kasur.
Ah, I see. All right. Punjab is up north, right?
So it's like more plain area. There's a plain area in Punjab, and there's a north area also in Punjab.
I see.
It's a
Okay, all
very
right.
famous hill station of Pakistan, Murray. It is in Punjab.
Ah, okay, okay, all right. Awesome. Thank you very much, Sardar.
Thank you, sir.
You prefer to be called Sardar, right?
Yes, sir, I'm perfect to be called Sardar. You
Okay.
can call me anything, sir. I don't mind.
I'm not going to call you anything, but yeah. Um, Next one, Mun Heng or Man Heng. You have to tell me how to pronounce your name.
Hi, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Your camera is on now. All right. Can't really see you. It's so dark, huh?
Okay. Yes. Okay, I think.
House lighting issue. You should go to like Ninjas and just buy that what do you call it? The ring light and put it in front of you. All right,
Okay.
awesome. So introduce yourself and go through your three statements.
So my name is Long Man Heng, and you can call me Man Heng or Mun Heng. I'm okay with both of them. And
Okay.
I'm local, live in Puchong. And wait,
And your three statements.
my three statement. The first one is that I've played violin in front of hundred of people, and the second one is I've joined an Weiqi competition and had a great result. And the third one is I have went to Japan for more than one time.
Okay, all right. So I'm going to type the three numbers into the chat and everyone can start voting to see which one is Man Heng's dream or wish. So one of this is his dream or his wish. Even I'm not familiar with that. Peng Fong, you were familiar with Wei Qi? Are you familiar with Wei Qi? What's Wei Qi? No.
board game.
Is this the one that you see on the screen, Manheng?
Yeah, this one.
Oh, isn't this called, this is called something else in Japanese.
I'm not sure. Like,
It's called Go, right? I think that's the game. Yeah, the game is called Go.
but if I type Go, I don't think most of the people will recognize that.
Is it?
I'm not
Interestingly.
sure.
Ah. Wow. Abstract strategy board game. Okay, all right. So where were we? Let's see how many of you have voted. 13, which is a slight majority there, says is number 1, is considered your wish to play violin in front of hundreds of people. Which one is the wish, Manheng?
Wait.
Wait, you don't know,
No, I'm the second one. The second one is my wish.
I see. The second one is your wish. So no one guessed this, interestingly. I think in the chat, no one guessed it at all. So you are very good at yeah, no one guessed it at all. All right. So, but you do play this game. Have you joined competitions before?
Yeah, I joined, but I don't really get a great result.
I see. What would you say this is a difficult game?
Yeah, I consider as difficult.
I see. Okay, all right. So for those of you who's interested in the game Go, or in other name is Weishi, you can reach out to Manheng and find out what is it about. You've gone to Japan for more than one time.
Yeah, 2 times.
2 different times. Both are holiday?
Yeah, both are holiday.
I see. With family or with friends?
Family.
Which part of Japan do you go to?
One time is Hokkaido, one time is Tokyo.
And which one do you prefer?
Both is good.
Both also you prefer. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
The first statement, which most of your classmates think that this is a dream or a wish. You have done this before?
Yeah, I done this in my primary school, like many years ago.
What was it for?
Just for introducing violin to other students in the school.
Okay, all right. Do you still play the violin?
No, not for now.
Not at all. Okay, all right. Awesome. Manheng, you said just now you were from where again?
Malaysia, Puchong local.
Puchong as well. You go to the same
Yeah.
school with Singapore, you know?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Where do you go? Which school? Which high school do you go to?
It's a school in KL, which is AIM College, like around APU.
Oh, I see. All right. I didn't know that there was one, but anyway. Thank you so much, Manheng.
Thank you.
All right, we shall move to the right. I'm not sure if I'll be pronouncing your name correctly as well. Is it Bunny?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm not sure if I can see you. Camera on, please. Bunny is gone. Where's Bunny? What happened to Bunny?
Can you see me?
Okay, yes, I can see you and I can hear you as well. So, Bunny, just introduce yourself and go through your 3 statements.
My name is Bunny. I'm from South Sudan, Africa. And I'm in Malaysia currently, staying in Bukit Jalil, Paki residence, just next to the APU.
Yep.
So my 3 statements, 1, I played for my country's under 21 national team. Then 2, I've owned an oil company. And 3, I've been to more than 5 countries in Africa.
So everyone can start guessing. I'll just put the 3 numbers in. There seems to be a bit of a feedback on your microphone, Bunny. Maybe the next time you can check. There's this screeching sound that appears from time to time.
Or I don't know. I think maybe it's a problem with my microphone.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
When you said under 21 national team, I'm assuming it's football, right?
Not really. It's volleyball.
Volleyball. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So that sounds like it's one of the truths.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, all right. So can everyone start voting? 15 of you say it's number 2 by the looks of it. You agree that number 2 is a dream or a wish that Bunny has. So Bunny, which one is the dream?
Yeah, it's number 2.
I see. Yeah, it'd be quite interesting if you already own a oil company now. Oops. Okay, let me just change it to this color anyway. All right. So why do you want to own an oil company, Bunny?
Okay, my country is so rich in oil, so like right now my aim is to take on petroleum engineering in degree. So like I can utilize that opportunity because it's rich in oil producing.
Awesome, awesome, interesting. So for those of you who are interested to get into an oil company, can reach out to Bunny and find out what opportunities are there. You have been to 5 countries in Africa.
Yeah, sure.
What are the countries?
I've been to Kenya, I've been to Uganda, Sudan, I've also been to Egypt, and I've also been to Rwanda.
I see. All these are all Eastern African countries, right?
Yeah, the East African countries.
I see. Okay. And so you were doing this. You were playing volleyball for your country.
Yeah, sure. Okay, I was so good at it in high school, so I was drafted for the under-21 national team. So we had African championship competitions in Egypt, and I was part of it.
Wow. Okay. And this was back in high school, you said, right?
Yeah, back in high school, that's around 2019, because Corona took over 2020. So I was just home.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Where are you now?
Right now, I'm in KL. I'm in Bukit Jalil.
Oh yeah, in Park Hill. You mentioned that just now.
Yeah,
All right. All
Park
right.
Hill.
I see. I wanted to ask something else just now, which I can't remember now. Oh, where in South Sudan are you from?
I'm from Rumbek, but I think you won't be able to tell that, so I will just say Juba.
Where is this in South Sudan, like location-wise?
Okay, it's like Juba is the capital city.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's where I'm best most of the times.
Okay, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you, Bunny. Thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome, sir.
And let's go on to the bottom. Winky, are you there? A lot of you are also copying some of my statements of singing and performing in front of people. Okay, I hear you, but I'm not sure if I can see you.
Hi, sir.
Okay, now I can see you and I can hear you. So Winky, introduce yourself and go through your 3 statements.
My name is Kong Winky. You can call me Winky. I'm 18 years old. I came from Perak. Yeah, I love swimming, drawing, reading. Yeah, that's all.
Okay, all right. Your 3 statements, please.
I have lost my 2 puppies when I was 6. I have participated in 10 km marathon and I sing in front of thousands of people.
Wow. Okay, all right. So I'll put the 3 numbers in. Everyone can start voting. I can see here Samuel is interested in finding out from Bunny whether you're the spiker or what position do you normally play in volleyball. I thought in volleyball you have to play all the positions, but yeah. Okay. Everyone can start voting to see which one do you think is the lie. I will put in, oh, number 3 did not appear. Okay. Winky, you said you're from Perak, right?
Yeah.
Where in Perak?
From Ipoh near.
From Ipoh. And which school do you go to? Which high
Yeah.
school do you go to?
Municipal in my mommy hometown.
Okay, I think we are losing you a bit. I'm not sure if anyone else can hear you, but I didn't hear that last part. Anyway, all right, so there are some votes coming in already. 12 of your classmates think that, 12 of your classmates think that the singing in front of 1,000 people is what you wish to do. Which one is the wish or a dream, Winky? Is Winky still there?
Hi, sir.
Okay, which one is the dream? And then we lost her again. No, not there. Connection is bad. Looks like it. All right, we will leave it. We will leave it as this. We will leave it as it is for now. So what I'll do with this is every week I will cover a few people as much as I can. And obviously it's going to be within and during the tutorials that we will do this, but just to also get to know each other a bit more. So we will do it as we go across a few weeks, yeah? Next thing, that is basically all I wanted to confirm, and we have covered everything that we needed to do today. Yeah. So I think mainly that will be all, but if you have any questions, as usual, you can stay back in the call. We have a few more minutes, so you can always stay back in the call to ask or to clarify questions. But I do hope everyone is aware now of what you're supposed to do and what you need to do, especially in relation to your group assignment. Find out a bit more about your own company and technology. If you're happy with it and you want to move on, my suggestion is start doing the introduction to the company and introduction to the technology already, because the official submission will be next week. Yeah. When you submit next week in the tutorial, I will give you further instructions in relation to that, because you need to post something. You need to post a document into each of your group channel. Okay, you'll be posting the work into your group channel. I will then review your introductions there. Awesome.
Hi, sir. I'm sorry.
Are you back? Is that her or is that someone else? No, I'm not sure as well. My screen seemed to be stuck on Winky. Is yours stuck on Winky as well, Singfong?
Yeah.
Same. Okay, all right. Never mind, Winky. We will find out next week maybe, well, what is your dream or wish? All right, I'll get the attendance going. So once you're done with the attendance, you can leave if you want to. Otherwise, if you have questions, you can stay back in the call. Yeah, we still do have a few more minutes for you to do so. Just in case, let's put it at 8:35. All right, here you go. So I think I saw a question in the group. So Saad is asking, I wanted to ask that our technology is 5G and the name is Huawei. So can we go for this topic? Samuel has helped to answer a bit to say, if you feel confident, you can go, you can find enough info, go for it. Thank you, Samuel. That is definitely one of the main things I've asked all of you to do today. But for Huawei, I highlighted something else earlier as well. And Saad, I think if you didn't hear it, maybe your classmates would have heard it. When you talk about 5G, it's important to talk about context, the scope. Are you talking about 5G in a particular country? Are you talking about 5G somewhere where 5G does not exist? So then when you're explaining about 5G, what is the purpose for and what's its functionality there in that country, it makes much more relevance for you to do so. So when you're explaining the technology for 5G for the group doing Huawei, please identify an area so that your explanation makes a lot of sense. Otherwise, it's going to be too generic and you're just explaining what 5G is about overall. Yeah. So I hope that answers the question. 7 of you have not done your attendance. All right. So that's it. Thank you. Take care. Stay safe, everyone. And I'll see you on Thursday. Our lecture is on Thursday. Yeah. So see you on Thursday.
See you too, sir. Take care. Thank you. Bye
Take
bye.
care. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Bye. Have you all
Sorry, sir, my laptop silent of Wi-Fi connection.
Okay, no problem, Vicky. It's all right. No issues. We will find out what your dream is next week.
Okay, thank you, sir.
All right. So it looks like one of you are missing and the rest are all here. Lombe, are you there? I thought you're in the call. All right. Take care, Sing Kong. See you next week. See you on Thursday. Bye. It looks like you're in the call, but I don't see you. Okay. All right. Attendance done. Completed. All right. then.
Hello, sir.
Yes. Hi.
I got a question. Can I ask?
10:15. Okay. Yes.
You said about the history of the technology, right? So, like basically, we have to say about the history of how the technology come from, right?
Yes. Where's its origin, when it first appeared, and things like that.
And also, like, if the history, you must say about, like, because my group is Tesla, right? So you have to say about how the technology is founded by this company Tesla, right?
No. So that's why earlier when Feng Fong was here, right, I clarified with him to ask, so when you're doing transportation technology, what area are you particularly doing it in? So that's why if you're focusing on driverless, then find out the history of driverless technology. If you're focusing on electric cars, which is a bit more general, then find out the history of electric cars.
Oh, okay. Okay, sir.
Yep. Awesome.
Okay, thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you. Take care.
Okay, take care.
Bye.